you ended up ending your term as NASA administrator and retiring from the Marine Corps. So in 2017, you founded the Charles F. Bolden Group. Just speak about the creation and mission, like focusing on public benefit, executive advisory, problem solving, and engagement.
Yeah, I was a typical retiree, typical military or government retiree. I retired twice. I retired from the Marine Corps in 2003, and back then I formed a company that was called Jack and Panther LLC, and it was me. And it was named kind of a combination of my call sign in the Marine Corps was Panther. My wife's nickname is Jackie. So I took the two, stuck them together, and became Jack and Panther. And we were a consulting firm. It was a one-man, one-person consulting firm. And I did that for the 6 years until President Obama called me to take over as the NASA administrator. And then when I finished that tenure in 2017, I decided I would go ahead and stand the company back up again, me. And I would offer my services, consulting and advisory services to anybody who needed it, mainly focusing on aeronautics and aerospace, leadership and executive development, focusing on diversity, inclusion, and equity, STEM education, and then what has come along has been the health initiatives. But again, like I said, that was a one-person operation. And I was beginning to say, you know, I need to stop. I just need to go ahead and truly retire and lay back and travel with my wife, Jackie, and my son, Che, at the same time that I was thinking that, and my daughter, who's a doctor, Dr. Kelly Bolden, she's a plastic surgeon here in the DC area. She retired from the Marine Corps after 26 years in July of 2019. And he and my daughter said, you can't do that. You can't quit. You can't dissolve the company. So I said, okay, if you all are so smart, you take it and you run it. And so I gifted the company to the two of them and gave him 1% more than hers, since he didn't have a job at the time, and she did. And he has taken the company and really turned it into a legitimate executive advisory firm. So we focus on promoting aerospace and leadership in, as he says, in the global environment, focusing on principle-centered leadership, really trying to advance STEM and plus the arts and design. So we call it STEAMed education, trying to get young Black kids and kids of color and women into the technical fields. And then because our daughter is a doctor, she heads up the organization's health initiatives, trying to help people understand the critical importance of preventive health care and the like. We don't do as much of that currently as we would like to, but we're hoping that that'll be something we can do in the future. But we advise aeronautics companies on their contracts with the government. We're currently working on a project for the Commandant of the Marine Corps, helping him to look at the lack of diversity in the Marine Corps, particularly in the officer ranks, and most particularly in the aviation field where I came from. There, in the 246-year history of the Marine Corps, we've now had only 3 Black general officers who were aviators, and only 2 of us who flew jets. And that's unsacked for an organization that's been around for 246 years. So the Bolden Group is working to support the Commandant and his efforts to find things he can do to advance diversity, inclusion, and equity in the Marine Corps. A lot easier, a lot harder than it sounds. Easier said than done with a 246-year-old organization that's steeped in tradition.
Mm-hmm.